What's going on, YouTube? Uberman here. New project, the 2005 Dodge Grand Caravan 3.3 V6 two-wheel drive automatic. 4-speed, of course. Same transmission they use in just about everything since Chrysler started building cars. Kidding. Modern cars, anyway. So, let's see what we got going on down here. You guys might remember this chick, Baby Mama. She volunteered to give me a hand today, and she is dropping the transmission pan. First thing I'm doing since I'm putting this vehicle into service as a rideshare vehicle is making sure everything is completely done. Looks like she even got some grease on her hands there. Yep.
Ew, gross.
As you can see, it's very dry under here. New oil pan gasket. Just put in new oil filter, new drain plug because the old drain plug was completely stripped. So it's got a Mobile 1 full synthetic high mileage 5W30. It's got a Bosch extended mileage filter. We're putting in a new transmission filter, pan gasket, and 5 quarts of the good fluid. Not just your regular ATF plus 4. This is your Castrol Transmax. This is full synthetic. This is really good stuff. It's only a couple dollars more a quart. Got your AutoZone TF139 transmission filter with pan gasket. Which I should have pulled this gasket out already. Get it straightened out because these things love to be bunched up when you're trying to put them on. Just let it sit out for a little bit. Done a lot of work to this thing today. I've thrown a lot of the old parts away, but I'll go ahead and show you what we've gotten accomplished. Spark plugs, 3 in the front, 3 way back here in the back, and the trick to getting to those, I should have done a video, but this would have been a long video. I've been working on this thing since like 9 o'clock in the morning, and it's like 5 in the evening. Easiest way to do it is to take this hose, pull it off, move it forward, take this off. There's a screw here, flathead, screw here, flathead. There's a, it's hard to see, right here, there's a connector. You pull, let's see if I can get it to focus here. There we go. You slide this clip back. I know you can't see it, there's a red clip. Slide it all the way back, push down on the tab, and pull it off like so. I'm not gonna go any further. Make sure you push the red tab back in, you'll hear it click. And then this gives you access right here where the throttle body is. There's an open gap. You can actually reach back here and access your ratchet for all 3 plugs in the back. It is not the easiest thing in the world to do, but it's not that bad. While I was underneath it tightening up the oil pan bolts, I noticed there was a coolant bypass hose, that the clamp was on the hose, but it wasn't on the water pump, and it had been leaking antifreeze. So I'm glad I found that because the hose was basically just chilling there, waiting to pop off. Topped off the power steering fluid, filled up the washer fluid, made sure the coolant was nice and clean, checked it here, and filled it up over there in the overflow, made sure everything's nice and clean. Checked for leaks. Somebody did a lot of definitely upper end work. I don't know how far they got, but there's new gaskets for the upper plenum. There's new lower intake gaskets down here, new valve cover gaskets, timing chain cover. They told me they put new chain and gears in it. That's definitely been replaced. So I'm just going through it, making sure it's ready to put into service. I don't want to get passengers in and have a breakdown. I put a new air filter in it today. 6 new spark plugs, the proper ones, which are the Champion double platinums. It had NGK coppers. Wrong plug for this van, completely wrong. The one issue I ran into is this is cylinder number 2 right here. I couldn't get the plug out. Messed with it for quite a while, and a lot of times as it would start backing out, it started getting tighter. So this plug has been stripped into the head. So I torqued it back down as tight as I could, and I left it alone. The other 5 have been replaced. Runs great, really does. Runs perfect. These are Bosch. These are the best plug wires I believe that you can buy, in my opinion, are the Bosches. They're $27.99. Spark plugs were like $3.49 or $3.59 a piece. So it's got new plugs, new wires, new air filter, new PCV valve, fresh Mobile 1 full synthetic oil and oil filter. It's getting new transmission fluid, 5 quarts of training fluid, a new transmission filter, and a new pan gasket. Tighten down the bolts on the oil pan just for safety. put a new oil pan drain plug in it. Like I said, the old one was kind of stripped out. Other than that, while I had it in the air, I checked on the suspension, and we've got inner tie rods on both sides. Both sides inner tie rods are loose, so I'm gonna have to order those today. What I'm gonna do is order inner tie rods, outer tie rods, and the rack and pinion bellows that goes with them. It's a total of like 70 bucks, maybe 80 for all of it, and I'll do those myself, and then I'll send her in for an alignment. I'm gonna get a set of new tires. Those are like $250, not that big of a deal. It's only sitting like this because I've got it jacked up in the air on the other side. But found out today we've got a broken stud right here, and that sucks. It's not the easiest thing to get to. You got to take the wheel off, the caliper, the rotor. You might be able to beat it out with the hub assembly still attached to the van, but I've also been told that the hub assembly has to come off, which there's only 4 bolts holding it in, and once you get all that stuff taken off, it's not that big of a deal. It's just a pain, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that. I've got the stud over here ready to go. I think it's sitting like...
The oil pan's ready to come off today, it's not coming off.
Right here. There's the spark plugs. Fuel injector cleaner. I'm about to take it to Kansas on a good trip, which will run a tank of gas through it. This is some really good stuff, $13. And got the drill. So with the this is what I use to clean the transmission, the aluminum mating surface of the transmission, and the transmission pan works like a charm. It's got silicone all over it. You spray some carb cleaner to loosen it up, and hit it with a drill, cleans it right up. Look who that is. Oh my goodness. All right, well, it's time to get under here and finish this up and make this thing a rideshare vehicle. It's already activated on Uber. Uber has already put it on there, and it's ready to go. I'm just trying to convince them to... I added 2 profiles. I've got the van on my Uber account twice, and I'm waiting for them to make one profile XL only and the other profile X and XL. So other than that, guys, I'll report back. You know, it's a $2,500 van. Yeah, I got to put a little money into it. Nothing major, you know, nothing too bad. Just regular maintenance. I don't mess around on my cars, and I own this one outright. You know, I mean, I love my Kia over there. Believe me, that's a sexy car. It's fun to play with. It's pretty quick. I love it, but you know, I still owe $19,000 on it. This thing right here is paid for, so this right now is top priority. I want to get this thing right and make sure that it turns a good profit and is reliable for myself as well as my passengers. All right, so obviously this is a separate video that I'm going to be adding to the original one. Here's the transmission pan. It's raining, so we're getting a little bit of moisture in it here, but this is about average. This is what you expect from a normal transmission pan. It looks pretty nasty. It's really not that bad. What you're looking for, there's bubbles in here. That's from drops of rain, since oil and water don't mix. That's fine. What you're looking for when you're dropping your transmission pan are fragments of metal, shards. They're very apparent. You can rub your finger around. You should be able to see them. I mean, chunks of metal. What you're going to find is if you rub your fingers through here, you're going to end up with this sludgy stuff. That's normal. You've got a magnet right here. This magnet is going to be loaded with metal. All of this, that's metal. These are metal fragments from clutch material. This is all metal. And that is normal. There's nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly normal. You can see how it's really cool. Feels cool. Anyway, this transmission should be fine. What I don't recommend is using silicon. And whatever they use on here, this is more than silicon. This is some heavy duty stuff. It took a lot of work to get this pan off. There's absolutely no need in using silicon like that. Just use your regular gasket, guys. And what I recommend you do is change your fluid the first time, replace it with that good stuff, put a new filter in it, and then, you know, drive it a few thousand miles, maybe about the amount for an oil change, 3,000 to 5,000 miles. And go ahead and drop that pan again, replace another 5 quarts, replace that filter, and then you've got 10 quarts of fresh synthetic fluid and a fresh clean filter. and you should be good to go for quite some time. I'll bring you over here and show you the underside so you can get an idea of what you're looking at. Here's the new filter. Climb up under here. Here's the old filter. Be very careful when you're taking this pan off, because I made a huge mess. But there's what it looks like. Filter fits right here. Make sure there's an O-ring. There's an O-ring right here, and this is pretty gross. But the filter sits just like it's sitting here. It goes in exactly like this, straight up. And this O-ring fits right there. And I just dropped it. But make sure when you pull this out that you've got your O-ring still on here, because a lot of times that O-ring gets stuck up in this. And if you try to jam a new filter in it with an O-ring and the old O-ring still in there, you're gonna have major problems, guys. All right, I'm gonna get back to work. I'll holler at y'all later.